Hey everyone, Dan Scott here, and the reason I'm making this video is because occasionally I will receive comments like you see here on the screen where I mention my use of sucralose, in certain recipes. And it's really quite astonishing to me how so many people seem to equate the proprietary brand Splenda with sucralose, which is so far from the truth. The fact is that the proprietary brand called Splenda is actually 95% D-glucose, which is the same as dextrose, with added maltodextrin. So to call Splenda sucralose is absurd. This would be comparable to a company who manufactures sheetrock compound containing 95% flour and selling it as sheetrock compound, or vice versa. And what's also very deceptive about the proprietary brand Splenda advertising its product as sucralose is the idea diabetics think it's safe to consume, when the fact is that dextrose and maltodextrin are significantly higher on the glycemic index than table sugar, as you can see on this chart here, where sucralose, on the other hand, has zero effect on blood glucose levels. Now, what about these so-called studies everybody comments about? Well, here again, if you just go to the Wikipedia page and read the health and safety section, you'll find there are no studies that support that 100% pure sucralose, not Splenda, but sucralose causes gut dysbiosis in rat studies. No, it's the other way around. It's the proprietary brand of Splenda, which these studies reveal a reduction in fecal microflora, increased pH levels in the intestines, with contributions of increased body weight, as well as increased levels of P-glycoprotein. However, on repeated dose studies of sucralose, not Splenda, but sucralose, 100% pure sucralose in human subjects concluded that there is no indication that adverse effects on human health would occur from frequent or long-term exposure to sucralose, not Splenda, but sucralose, at the maximum anticipated levels of intake, which maximum levels of intake for a 150-pound person per day, such as myself, would be 60 grams, which is an absurd amount of sucralose, as it's estimated that pure sucralose powder is about 600 times sweeter than table sugar. Where, for example, my 16-ounce cup of morning coffee is sweetened with about 250 milligrams of sucralose, 1/4 of a gram. People who have tasted my coffee who use sugar go, "Oh my God, it's so sweet." Well, I like it that way. But the point is, it takes very little of this stuff to sweeten anything. And the first 100-gram bag that I purchased lasted us over a year. So to consume 60 grams of sucralose per day, again, is just absurd. Even 1 gram per day would be difficult. And my wife and I have been using 100% pure sucralose for years without any negative side effects. So these are the facts. Splenda is largely glucose by volume. Glucose is something that diabetics shouldn't be consuming, unless they're glucose tablets, which are used for emergency only when a diabetic's blood glucose level is dangerously low and they need to get it up fast. And the same with products that advertise their use of Splenda in them, because this is simply dextrose, which explains why my diabetic daughter's blood sugar would skyrocket after consuming a Chick-fil-A so-called diet lemonade. And the reason they can say sugar-free is because table sugar is sucrose. So Splenda does not contain sucrose, but it does contain glucose and maltodextrin, which again is higher on the glycemic index than table sugar. So buyer beware, and I hope this video has helped some of you understand the true context of what Splenda really is and what it is not.